Hey everyone, Lawrence here from Studio Hawk, and today I'm going to talk to you about enterprise level SEO. What is enterprise level SEO? Well, it's working with a really large size website or a large retailer, just a big website in general. And that requires a different style of SEO than working on a very small website or your own website. It's going to require a team, it's going to require education, it's going to require a lot of crawling at the end of the day, and it's going to require a lot of relationship building as well. So I wanted to break down my experiences and give you some helpful information in terms of if you're engaging with a really large size website or a really large size client, ways to navigate those relationships and at the end of the day have a really great SEO campaign. First step in performing enterprise level SEO, and this is going to be focused on the technical SEO exercise that's involved. If you have a €150,000 website, you're going to come across some technical issues that you'll need to address with their company. And if they've over time just accrued a really complex tech stack or a really complex set of marketing platforms and CMSs that you're using, you're going to have to unravel a bit of that through some really large size crawls. So what I recommend for that is using a diversity of tools, use your SEMrush, use your Screaming Frog, engage with a large size tool like Botify or Jet Octopus, OnCrawl. There's great tools out there that can do really thorough crawls of websites. And that's just going to set you up for success. You don't want to engage with a large size client without knowing the depth of their website, anything that needs to be uncovered. And you want to be doing that quite quickly when you start up that relationship. That's just going to set the tone for what's going to be important to prioritize as part of that campaign. So definitely get yourself ready for a big old crawl. That's the first step. Now, in a more holistic sense, what's really important in terms of engaging with a large size company, let's say with a CMO, a marketing department, they've got web developers, content writers, and PR specialists, is engaging with them, especially if they haven't done much SEO before, and this is the first time they're doing it, or their experience level you can gauge is just not there, is education. Going in and doing training sessions, going in and communicating how valuable technical SEO is to a web developer, communicating how keyword research for a content writer will just add so much more to their arsenal and how to produce quality content. And then also talking to their PR team or their general marketing team about how backlinks are effective and why a do-follow link is better than a no-follow link. Those kind of education sessions where you're communicating with your team allows that really big company who has multiple players and multiple structures to engage with your agency or you as a freelancer or to understand where you fit in the organization in terms of how you're providing value and also the success they can see if they implement some of these strategies themselves. Which brings me to my next point, collaboration. Collaboration is totally key in these enterprise level relationships that you're performing SEO with, because as soon as you tell that web developer, hey, if you fix some page speed stuff from that I can flag and provide solutions around, you're going to see a lot of success. Your page speed is going to increase and you're going to get a lot of credit for that too. And a web developer or a content writer who masters keyword research with you is going to see some wins. They're going to see rankings really rise off the work that they've done internally in their company. And they're going to feel great and they're going to love you for that. And then from that, you're going to just see a lot more success because they get willing to engage with you more and go, cool, what's next? What's the next thing I can do to really make sure that my department is really performing well and nailing our objectives internally too. And you're going to provide that support and collaboration to provide those solutions and those insights and engage with them. And that's a really fun part of the experience that I've had going into large size companies and just chatting about what they can really do to see success in their roles as they're working in a large size company. And that brings about sort of this relationship part of working with an enterprise level client. It's building relationships with the key stakeholders within that and making sure that they feel that you're very accessible and available to them to help them out with the issues they're having on their website. Some of the great successes that I've seen throughout my time working with web developers, let's say, is when you do get that page speed increase or that page experience uplift, and you can see that in Search Console, and you send that little Slack to them and say, hey, this is really awesome. You're going to feel less like a service provider to that enterprise company and more like a friend, more like someone they can really trust to help drive their mission and their values and their performance forward. At the end of the day, when you're working on a website of any scale, results are really going to speak that truth, but results are just one thing. Behind that is a relationship that they know that those results are coming from someone that is going to have their back, is going to give them the right advice, and is not going to sort of hide really complex issues from them, and it's going to be quite upfront about those things. So that transparency and that relationship that you need to build with those key stakeholders is quite important for enterprise level SEO. So in summary, the biggest challenge with engaging in enterprise level SEO as an SEO specialist is connecting with those key stakeholders, is building those relationships, is making sure that you're collaborating really well, and that's all built off knowing how to prioritize those issues and deliver those to people who may not understand SEO. That's the fundamental part of that. You want to make it easy for them. And from that, you're going to see a lot of success in those campaigns. So those are my tips. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in the next one.